Hi everyone, and welcome to this webinar run by the University of Reading. This evening's webinar is going to be all about applying to university with a BTEC qualification, and they're going to be giving their perspective all about what it's like to apply to university and go to university from a BTEC background. This evening we are joined by a current student and one of my colleagues. So just to introduce ourselves quickly, my name is Louise and I'm a Regional Student Recruitment and Access Officer at the University of Reading, and the region that I look after is London. I'm also joined by my colleague Rachel this evening. I'll just let her introduce herself now.
Perfect, thanks Louise. Yes, so my name's Rachel. I'm also a Student Recruitment and Access Officer, very similar to Louise, but I work with colleges a bit more closer to Reading. Thanks again for joining us.
Amazing, thank you, Rachel. We're also joined by one of our current students who studied a BTEC before they studied with us as well. I'll just let him introduce himself now.
Hello everybody, my name is Thomas and I'm in my third year and final year of studying Bachelor's in Food Science.
Amazing, thank you, Thomas. Okay, so I'm now going to hand over to Thomas, who's going to tell us a little bit about student life at the University of Reading.
Perfect. So just a little bit about me. As I said, I'm a third year food science student, currently studying for my bachelor's degree. I'm originally from Plymouth in Devon, and before applying to university, I completed a level 3 extended diploma in applied science, but more specifically like the biomedical sciences modules. I really enjoyed my experience studying my BTEC at college. It allowed me to do lots of additional experiences, which will help me set myself apart when applying for different jobs, etc. So just some of my highlights that I experienced were entering competitions, representing my college in international competitions, being able to gain work experience in the only licensed stem cell cryogenic lab for the NHS, as well as work on analytical machinery such as HPLC independently on my own. So a lot of you may be wondering, what is food science? And it's a very multidisciplinary subject encompassing branches of lots of different sciences, as well as maths and engineering. So split down, it's got a lot to do with food processing, microbiology, a lot with public health, and the British Lion eggs, they have the salmonella vaccine, etc. Or you can study more of the consumer-based side, such as the human nutrition or the sensory science. And so it really allows you to get the suit your subject. Even though I study food science, or even though someone might study biology, there's so many different branches within the subject which allow them to specialize within their interest. So one of the best things about studying at university is that, or especially at Reading, I'm studying an accredited course. So this is a course which has essentially industry bodies, kind of think of them as Ofsted at college or school, who come in and look at the qualification, say, and they put their stamp on it and they say that that is a suitable qualification to get them a job within industry. And it's really helpful just to spot out those accredited courses. And University of Reading is really keen on getting their courses accredited. And the other thing is, not only at school you're taught by teachers who have gone to university and obviously know a lot about their subject, but the people who teach you at university, they are the leading experts within their field. So a lot of the people that you see on the news, especially during the pandemic, we've had some of our Reading University lecturers speak on there, giving their opinion, as well as other academics alongside publishing their research papers. So it's really exciting to have this leading edge education within your field of interest. Perfect. Alongside university, my university degree, and within my degree, I've been able to gain additional qualifications which help me stand apart from the cohort. And so an example here is I had a sensory science module where we had to do a intermediate level certificate, and this means by getting the certificate I'm able to run real world sensory science trials once I finish my degree. So I could go in industry, I could show them the certificate and say, I am very qualified in this aspect of my field, and you should hire me over the next person. So just to stand apart from the rest. And also what's really fun is to be able to represent your university. So I've been able to have the opportunity to represent my university within a European competition funded by the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, especially the food area. And I worked with people within industry, so Agricolas, PepsiCo, as well as Puritos, to find solutions to problems within industry. And this was just a academic-based competition, which was just gave me the opportunity to represent my university, study at a high level, and work with different people. So I was a first-year bachelor's student, and then another person on my team was a PhD student, and we were working cooperatively within our different disciplines to get this solution. So just to talk about this transition from college to university, it's really nice to be able to transition from college and especially BTEC to university because you already have the foundational skills required to study. So you already experience the independence and workload of completing assignments, and as well as balancing extracurricular activities, possibly work or work experience alongside your qualification. And if this transition can be hard for some people, easier for others, and the best thing to know about transitioning from university is that you're not alone. Everyone's in the same boat, and especially within your first year, you get to make friends, experience different things, and if anything goes wrong, there are support streams within university. So I've highlighted the Carrington building. This is a hub for student welfare. This houses aid for housing, finance, or disability advisory service. And this is where you can go to explain your problem, and they can help you as much as they can and offer you advice. So what is it like to study in Reading? So the best thing that you'll know from studying BTEC is that balance between having normal teaching sessions and also being able to apply your work within assignments and outside of an exam setting. So the majority, or about 40% of my course, 40 to 60% of my course is purely assignments or coursework, and this is where I can really show my learning to my markers and really just demonstrate my understanding to them. So unlike college, where most of your session would be either in like a sort of a teaching classroom or in a practical class, university is suited to really adapt to the different types of lessons. So one of the main new types of learning is in a lecture hall. So lecture halls can fit up to 600 people sometimes. We have especially one of the larger lecture halls within university. And sometimes, although I was studying a degree, which is food science, which only has about 60 people within the school, I was in a lecture hall of 200 plus students because the module was also done by people studying biology and biomedical sciences. So this large hall setting versus seminars. So these seminars are small groups where you can be like 5 to 15 students with one academic, and they could be working through a research journal, or if you're doing a literature-based subject, you'd have to discuss the readings for that week. Other than that, there's science subjects often have a lot of workshop style lessons, and this workshop style is just an opportunity for you to apply your knowledge into context and also have that closer support within the academics. One of my memorable workshops that I had within my second year of my degree is we learned all about food additives, and we had a workshop where our lecturer gave us a packet of food, any piece of food that you could buy in the supermarket, and asked us to look in the food additives of the ingredients list explain what the additive is and why it's in the food. And so it's really exciting to see that your the learning that you have within your lectures be applied and actually sink in. So it's not just regurgitating facts, it's being able to apply and understand why it's used. So the university timetable is very different to a normal school timetable. Some of you, if you're studying in a college which allows you to go home, you may have a more similar timetable to this. So I study a science subject, which means I have practicals and workshops heavily incorporated within my timetable, whereas a language student, they would have more of an emphasis on the reading, and so they'll have fewer timetable sessions, still the same workload, but fewer timetable sessions for them to be in a certain class. So I find it really helpful as a science student to be able to have the more timetable sessions, because it allows me to keep track a lot easier than maybe a language student. So what are university assignments like? They're very similar to the assignments that you have to do for your BTEC. The difference is that rather than being graded on pass, merit, distinction, we have a numerical system technically from 0 to 100. Anything above 40 is a pass, anything above a 70 is the equivalent of like a distinction, and then between there is the intermediate grade. So alongside studying, there are many ways to make a lasting impact on the university, and some examples that I've listed are the course rep and senior rep. So the course rep is a bit like a student voice within the school. So each degree will have a nominated student. He will attend meetings, so meetings with academics regularly, so often 3 times in a year, so once per term. And these meetings are designed to feedback students' voices and any issues that they're having about the modules, and this is how you're able to make a change, like even halfway through a module. If there's something not working, you can feed it back within these meetings, and they can often be implemented and fixed within the next couple of weeks, and to prevent that harming your learning. So course reps is a really good idea, and it's something that is great to get involved in each year, and it helps you just get to that repertoire with your academics and just understand who's to go for what situation. The step up from here is the senior rep. Senior rep will be a multiple per school. So I'm in the School of Chemistry, Food and Pharmacy. And so although I study food science, my senior rep currently is studying chemistry, and we have regular meetings where we talk to our senior rep, explain any issues that we're having, and then they have meetings with, like one-to-one meetings with the head of the school. Outside of this, the university has also added newer positions, so the student panelist and as well as student partner. These are paid opportunities which allow you to make that impact and voice your opinion about the university and possible changes that they can make. So while studying university, many students live on campus. So University of Reading, as stated, is a campus university, which is the size of like 200 football pitches, lots of green spaces, and I've been able to experience 3 different hall settings. So the picture above is my room from my first year in halls. So this is in the Wessex Hall, and this was a shared bathroom, self-catered accommodation, which I shared with 10 people. And what's really great about the accommodation at Reading is that it's been renovated recently, and so it's not like a dingy place that you don't want to live. You feel safe and comfortable within your accommodation. And any issues that you have, I had an issue with where I'm currently living. A squirrel tried to work its way through a window and was eating the side. I raised that as a claim on the Home Halls app, and I had a carpenter come to fix the issue which also maintains the security of the building. So anything that you have, 365 days a year, 24/7, you can ring up a hotline, and they'll be able to help you and support you to fix any issue that you are currently having. So when you go to university, the first week is often called Freshers Week or Welcome Week here at Reading. So this is where everyone will be turning up to halls, meeting everyone for the first time. Often halls have the ability to make like a group chat before joining, but it's never perfect. And this is just where I want to reinstate that everyone's in the same boat. People have moved from different distances. I moved from Plymouth to Reading, which is only like 3-hour train ride. Some people move from anywhere in the world, Dubai, France, USA. So everyone's uncomfortable initially, and then you just have the ability to icebreakers and just go to events together and just kind of make friends, which is always great. If things do go wrong, there are plenty of support options available within halls. So you've got hall mentors. These are PhD students who are helping if you have any issues within the flat dynamic. And then if these issues become serious, we have a hall wardens. These are often professors at university who live adjacent to you. It's like having a neighbour on the other side of the road being your teacher, who can come across and resolve any issues in a professional manner. And just one thing to say about Welcome Week or Freshers Week is really to get stuck in, experience what there is available. So often Freshers Fair, where you can get free food, or Home at Halls events, and just explore the campus. It's great to get lost in your first week, because then you'll never get lost again. And often when you can go around in groups, it's best, because it's a story if you get lost together and you can just remember it. And it's really helped me just be able to navigate. Whenever I do a campus tour and lead people around, people feel lost or orientated, but it's just through experience, you know the ins and outs of your campus, like anyone else would. So just a note on the clubs and societies available at Reading. So there are a wide variety of clubs and societies, which I've just picked out. So the top left-hand corner, we have the Reading Rag Society. This is our Raising and Giving Society, and is our main charity organisation or charity-based society here at Reading. Other than that, you can have sports societies like archery, dance societies. This is swing dance, which is this older style dancing, or you can have subject-based societies such as English, or even musical-based societies. So if we go on to the next slide, hopefully you can see the wide range of societies available. So there are over 150 sports and societies currently at Reading. There's some ones to pick out: Korfball, Meteorology Society. Anything and everything can be made into society. If there isn't currently a society that they have here at Reading, you can make one with your friends. So you only need about 15 people. You can walk into the Students' Union, which is here on campus, and you say, I want to make the society. Here are a list of people who want to do it with us. Let's make it happen. And that's how all of these sports and societies are made. They're student-led, they're for students, by students, and it's a great place to experience different things, meet new people, and take a break from work, which is definitely needed sometimes.
Brilliant, thanks so much, Thomas. That's great. So we will finish the webinar there today. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us this evening. I really hope you found that useful. And a big thank you to Thomas for coming along and sharing his thoughts and his feelings about university and BTEC and that transition. But we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.